I'm Sasha Nannyange. I do communications and engagement. I work with a research project at Makere University called ECHO. I grew up in town, generally, in Kansanga. Currently live out of town. We moved from there, so we're more out of town in Gayaza, Kasangati. But yeah, I basically grew up as far as I can remember. I grew up in town. Growing up in the city, okay, there were so many kids in the neighborhood. There were so many, but also you're exposed to a lot of things. I don't know how to describe it, but you get to you access so many things at the same time. So when we're little, we got to play. We would play outdoors a lot of the times, and then the more you get now exposed to like TV and things like that, so that now the outdoorsiness or being outdoors now sort of reduces. So now you more of bonding to go and watch a show or a cartoon or things like that. So yeah, this is what I would describe as growing up in town. There's also so many cars, so there's so many dangers, things like that. Yeah. So growing up, the elders were, first of all, we had a nuclear family, we were small. So the elders were the parents and then the house help, basically. But you spend so much time with her. So whatever she knows is what you know. That's the person that sort of raises you and then also would instill certain morals and things like, so that's the kind of person that basically shapes who you are. The parents would see in the evenings and then early in the morning they're gone. So, yeah, actually, most of the time is spent with the household. Whatever she knows is what you know. You speak the language she speaks and things like that. So, I would say that was the biggest, that was the person that shaped most of how we grew up compared to the parents. They did their part, but seeing that we spent almost 80% time with her, then yeah, definitely had to pick up from what she knew. The first thing I think of is noise and okay, I can't say.
Still wear your eyes closed.
Oh, my eyes closed. Okay, laughter.
Laughter.
Yeah.
Then the second one,
Noise.
noise. Okay.
Um, Scolding.
Scolding. All right. Perfect.
God Jesus, I don't remember the names.
You can describe
There
them.
was the one where you tie, like someone is facing you and then you have a rope in between. So you have to keep increasing the levels of the rope. Yeah, and then the person jumps. So the farther the rope goes, and if someone can keep jumping as you take it higher, then that's the winner, something like that. Then there's the one for, and I don't remember the names. Yeah, but when you throw the stones and then you jump in the boxes that you draw on the ground. Then skipping, the skipping was there was a song we used to sing. I've forgotten the song. And nowadays people don't play those things. But let me see. There was skipping. Then there was the hide and seek. Then there was, at least I remember, Kakebe. Hey, I remember. That's the only one that what I remember. The name. Those are the only ones I remember that we used to play. Oh, another game was Kwepena before we
Weapon.
finish. These days people are cool because we started playing badminton. I don't, maybe skipping is the only thing that we do now, honestly. Yeah.
Is that with like?
And card games, those matter too. But now, no, I don't do those. And the funniest thing is, all my friends do know the games. all my friends know all those games. They could even know more than I do, but they don't. We never think about playing like that when we are together.
So what activities do you do with like your friends now?
Activities.
Yeah.
We'll just hang out, go out, eat, yeah, and talk, catch up. Now, I honestly don't remember the skipping thing, because you'd skip, and then it's a song. Then you have to say, then you pick a letter. So from the letter, then I think you say what your husband's name will be. Then they give you, then you skip again. Then they say, will you get married in a flat bungalow or what? Then you pick like that. But I don't remember how it goes, but I'm sure someone would understand what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the one I'd like to play. Okay, I find it funny. And the thingy for the rope where two people are facing each other and then another person keeps jumping. Yeah. Okay, the funniest thing about stories is when we used to spend a lot of time on TV. There was a show on WBS that used to do folk stories in Luganda. So actually that's where I used to learn from a lot of the stories, the what do they call them? Those stories about the legends, okay, in
Folk
Luganda.
stories.
Yes, the folk stories in Luganda. Do I remember? I only remember the one for, I don't know what, the one all that glitters is not gold, where was it the man or the woman? Nah, my memory is horrible. Capitalism. But where the man is so handsome and then the girl follows him and then later she realizes he's a beast
Yeah. Yeah.
and then he eats her. I don't remember how it goes, but it's there.
Yeah.
Then there's the one for,
Are you talking about Beauty and the Beast?
no,
Yeah.
it's more of like, it relates to the saying of all that glitters is not gold. But in this case, I think it was the guy that was handsome. The guy was too good looking. Then the the one that relates to my totem, well, I don't remember it, but for Nyange, there's also another one there. I don't remember the stories, but they exist.
All right.
Yeah. I used to do catechism classes in primary, and there were these three boys who used to chase me around. No, they used to bully me, basically, because I was small and things like that. So I used to tell them, my mom will come for you, because indeed, my mom will come. My mom is like a mama bear. So I used to tell them, like, oh, stop disturbing me. But I guess because I was small, and so my mom is like, I tell her that these boys that follow me around and things like that, she's like, you know what? Let them follow you till you get home this time, and then we see what happens. So I let them follow me till I got home, and she was standing at the gate. I don't know what she was holding. I don't know if she was in the car or she just them on foot. But they ran. Some of them left their shoes behind. Anyways, it helped. They never bothered me again.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me see. There's so many times my mom has beat us, honestly. Oh, another time my brother cut the chairs with a razor. But because we did not know who cut the chairs, they beat all of us, me, my brother, and my cousin. Like now.
Yeah.
Of course, I don't know if I can. I would have to think about one. I would
Yeah.
think about one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess from my own experience, it's community. Like we used to hang out so much, so it was easy to know when something was wrong with someone, even in the slightest. Like it was easy to create relationships. I don't know if it's because of TV or the internet, but even as kids, if you played with someone, Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday they don't come, Friday they didn't come. So you go to their parents' home and knock and say, wait, so and so. They'll be like, yalwadde munange tosobola kuzanya bamugambye musimanya tazanya, those things, so you would know That's how you'd know that someone is sick. Maybe you check up on them. But now, when I don't know, I guess it's how the world is evolving and things like that. But now there's less community. We hang out less. So you really wouldn't know what is up with someone until you meet 2 months later. Someone will tell you, I was bedridden, but now I'm fine. Or I had surgery and now I'm okay. Like, So yeah, I guess that sense of community and checking up, sense of community sort of led to, being in the know of what is going on in people's lives. Okay, two things.
Yeah.
Then Didi's World was so nice.
Yeah.
So we used to go, oh my God, Didi's World and Garden City. Garden City had such a nice play area. So those are two things.
Yeah.
If they could bring back. And then we
Yeah.
used to go to the beach. I'll not mention the beach because it is not.
You, you can still go to the beach now.
Yeah, you can go, but it doesn't feel the same. I think they used to do so many play areas for kids. I don't know if I see that now. Actually, that the beach was, I don't know, but then there were so many play spaces for kids at the beach. But now it's more of an adult space. So that is something I wish I could have preserved. It was a big deal, first of all, to have DSTV. Or to be on on to have access to DSTV or GoTV. I don't know. GoTV was no, there was GTV. Very few people remember because it closed in a small space, in a small amount of time. But because it was a big deal, it was a big deal because then you sort of had exclusive access to the latest music. And then you have stories. You could easily relate with people at school because everyone was watching Disney or listening to certain artists. So it actually helped you fit in. If you're not watching, then you'd have very few things to talk about. It was not easy to relate. You'd still relate, but it was not easy. Yeah. I was just playing the normal school games. Then we had clubs.
Then like class.
Yeah, it was class, clubs, then playing normal sports. We stopped playing at home because everyone had started growing up. When people go to high school, when people start growing up, they move and things like that. Actually, people came back and they were feeling cool. They don't run around anymore, things like that. So
Yeah.
if you met, it would be at church or just going somewhere and just, I'm watching this or things like that. And then, yeah, you go on about you.
Your day.
Yeah, so it was just meeting up for like birthday parties and things like that. Those were the kinds of hangouts. Maybe once in a while, if we didn't have curfew, you'd go to the mall and just walk around. Tradition is one, or reading. I read a lot. I read much more than I did when I was young, definitely. So the more you grow, the more you're out of your parents' shelter, so you use public transport more. Because when we were younger, we're being dropped off. And you didn't even know places in town. So now the more you grow, the more you use taxis, the more you use borders, the more you know places downtown. And you don't have to go thinking of, if I need something, I'm going to Mr. Price. You can now you have a plug in town. So I don't know if that counts as a tradition, but I feel like, okay, those are the new norms now. I'm spending a lot more time on phone now. Yeah,
Yeah.
than when I was younger,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Games, I'm not really sure. Definitely, I'll not be raising iPad kids. But books, I think I'd encourage reading books. I do not know where you can find stories, like a one-stop center for stories for back in the day. I don't have my grandparents, so you can't even go and consult. If I had kids, definitely no iPads.
It's
Don't.
interesting.
Yeah, no phones before. I will do what they did to me. Even me, I didn't get a phone until I was in Form 5. So no one's getting a phone until they're in Form 5. It's so hard to gather. It's very, very hard to gather these days. So it's hard to get people in one place at the same time. Sometimes you find that the one person who is so in sync or in touch with that kind of, I wouldn't say culture aspect, but the person that has that kind of centralized knowledge is not available. Actually, it's so bad because these days in a family you'll find that, oh, it's like 2 or 3 people that are custodians of knowledge that pertains to like the family itself or traditions. So when I'm with my friends, usually our references will come from what we've seen in the news, or maybe if we're talking about something, especially when it pertains to traditions, someone will always make a reference to my auntie told me, my grandma told me. Usually, actually, it's funny now. The elders are fact checkers. Like now, when you see something in the news, if you don't believe it, then you'll be like, oh, but my grandma also said that used to happen. So then that's when the story becomes true. So yeah, most of us, that's how we usually like, we just bring together different sources. And then if you're fact checking if your things are true, well, that is usually, now that's when you bring in the elders. I've always thought, you see how we go to the museum? The concept I love about the museum is when you see a picture, there's always a story there. The tree of Nyakaima, the now like the even when you go to, actually I think that's what I love about the museum. Everything has a snippet. But what if it's like, what if you had a museum of stories? All those different stories different people tell. Okay, now if I reference Uganda, Uganda has different clans. So if each clan had, I wouldn't say a museum, but each clan has something that is unique about it. And there are always so many different stories. I don't know what it's called. For the Nyange clan, there's each clan has a motto, but that motto comes from a story. So imagine there was a place where you could find all that. I guess if it was as imaginative as possible, is keeping old people alive forever. Or record, I don't know how. Okay, being like, if you have to imagine, then record as many stories as possible. Again, I'll reference Uganda. You can find like things about clans online, but I wish that was easier. I wish it was as easy as going on social media and you're like, oh, I want to know about this, and then you can type it in. The way, like if there was like an AI, and these days everything is solved by AI, but if there was a way for you to get actually a museum of stories, I think it goes back to that. If there was a museum of stories, all those folk stories in one place, or somewhere where they're like, every Friday we do a rundown of this and this kind of story, how people go and attend shows, but then you're going to a show to listen to a story.
Yes.
And then also the people that are elders find people that they make custodians of that knowledge because they can't live forever. Maybe one thing I've learned from my mom, she used to say, "Akugoa yakulage kubo." If someone rejects you or if something does not go your way, usually it's going to lead to another route or another road, or as bad as it may seem, if you've lost a job, opportunity, or if someone doesn't realize your worth in the moment, sometimes instead of attaching yourself to like trying to hold on to that opportunity or that person to try and prove yourself, you'd rather let go, because in letting go, that is when maybe your eyes will open to other things. Maybe you're using all your energy trying to prove your worth other than actually showcasing your real value. Like someone cannot know how good you are because most of your energy is into something else. You're just trying to validate yourself. So when something doesn't go your way, or if someone rejects you, she usually says it. She says, "Akugoa yakulage kubo." Like when someone chooses you, or if something doesn't work out, it's definitely going to open up into, it's going to open up doors in for something else. So like it's okay. I don't remember. The others is just praying. My grandma says nyweze sapule. says, hold on to your rosary. Mother Mary does not lie.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just praying, being in sync spiritually. Yeah. Of course, culture is very important. I feel like culture helps. You know how we used to write in SST, what's the importance of culture? And then used to just say identity. But when you grow up, it's actually true. Like if you do not know where you come from, why you do certain things, like when you go somewhere, it's very hard for you to explain why Waganda women kneel. But then, because it ties into something, it comes from somewhere. And in that, there's also a sort of identity, or because I can imagine you finding another Ugandan in a different place completely. And then all of you do something at the same time because it's, how do I say, maybe you're talking and then you end up all saying, oh, Bambi, like those words come out. Those are things that remind you that you belong somewhere because they are part of you. So I feel like culture is very, very important when it comes to identity. Um, for community, because I work with communities, I love communities because you always learn something new. You always learn. I think communities and culture are so intertwined. There are so many things that happen today, and people don't understand why they happen. They just say we do. But then when you go in the community, from my experience, a lot of times we're trying to bring new solutions. Like, oh, don't do this, don't burn plastics, it will pollute the air. But when you talk to community people, there are things they've been doing on their own for the longest while to try and mitigate problems or create solutions. Just because we do not know them, we think we are introducing something new. To drop definitely anything that is misogynistic, because a lot of okay, not misogynistic, but a lot of there are certain things that don't have an exact. They're actually just to feed them, to feed the men's ego because the man is the head of the house. So, for example, like kneeling, no one will ever actually tell you. And in the olden days, even if I was the firstborn, and I had a no, I think if I had an elder brother, as the sisters, you're supposed to kneel. So you kneel for your dad, your uncles, and your brother as well. So that is something that has been phased out. But there are places where you do kneel to greet your brother. Like there are still places where you do. So there are things that were definitely just feeding people's egos. I'll not say men alone, but even elders, like they'll never tell you why they did certain things. The one thing that I want to preserve is naming, giving kids names that have meanings. Their names, people go, these days people give kids 3 names. Jean Claude, Oba Harrison. That is the kid's name. There is no surname. So the kid is just there. The funniest thing is you're going to float. And every time people ask you, like, where do you come from? You have to, and then go to Ministry of Internal Affairs and explain to them how you are Muganda from Masaka. They'll be like, Jean Claude Harris has never existed in Masaka. But yeah, definitely any cultural thing that feeds someone's ego or people's egos is not worth it. Some of them were done for kings, so some people brought them into their homes. Like, oh, we do this for the king, but now even me in my home, I feel like I'm a king, so you also be doing for me. And then it became a thing. So
Kwiso, kwiso, mumaze, mumaze, kwiso, kwiso, mumaze, mumaze, kwiso, kwiso, mumaze, mumaze. Hidden little games in my childhood, hidden little gems in my childhood. See, Papa told me in order to play a game right, you have to learn the instructions well. Master them so you can master the game, son. Master them so you can master life, son. If you lose the instructions, you lose, son. Read them again, 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 son. Now play. Have you ever loved? Have you ever lost? Does it stay the same? Does it burn and go? Have you ever loved? Have you ever lost? It never came. Would it ever go? In the stories around the fireplace, there's wisdom hidden. We must remember. We must understand if we're to learn. We sing the songs encoded in our souls. We whisper. We speak. We walk. We dance. In a rhythm that does not know our names or those that came before us. We must choose the songs we listen to. We must choose the poems we write. For our words tell our stories, and we must spell them right. Quiso, Bando. Quiso, Bando. Quiso, Bando. Hidden little games in my childhood, hidden little gems in my childhood. See, in the rhythm of the games we played, there's knowledge scattered in patterns we know to be true. We must keep moving. We must keep moving. We must keep moving. We must keep moving. We must connect the dots if we're to grow. Our bodies must remember how to rise and fall and rise and fall and rise and fall and rise and fall like the phoenix. We must keep moving. We must keep moving. Hidden little games in my childhood, hidden little gems in my childhood. See, Mama told me a good meal puts a smile on every face. Cook it right, put your heart in it and serve it with love. See, only serve it if you're serving it with love. See, never let hatred foster in your heart, child. It spills into everything you touch. See, let go of your past and forgive, child. See, hatred is for cowards and my child is a brave child. See, you've always been brave, so be brave, be brave, be brave, be brave, be brave, be brave, child. That's power. Have you ever laughed? Have you ever lost? Does it stay the same? Does it burn and grow? Have you ever loved? Have you ever lost? If it never came, would it ever go? Have we forgotten how to sing? Have we forgotten how to play? Do we remember our neighbors' names and faces? Do we know them by heart? Are we still curious? Have we forgotten how to love? Have we forgotten the joy in uncovering what's hidden and the beauty in discovering what's hidden? Are we still curious? Do we love us deeply? Do we love us deeply? Can we speak? Can we listen? Can we tell our stories so that they never go quiet? Have you ever loved? Have you ever lost? Does it stay the same? Has it burn or go? Have you ever loved? Have you ever lost? If it never came, would it ever go? Have you ever loved? Have you ever lost? Does it stay the same? Does it burn or go? Have you ever loved? Have you ever lost? It never came, would it ever go? Muaze